What's happening, Fit Fam? Today's video is a product review about a product I stumbled upon on Instagram. This product caught my eye because it combined two things that I really like to do. As a martial artist or fighter, we do a lot of jump roping. I use skipping rope as a cardio, as a way to warm up, as a way to get my cardio up. So it is something that I'm heavily involved with. And then also it is a suspension trainer, which I thought was a cool combination, having a jump rope that's also a suspension trainer. As you can tell, I use suspension trainers, and so it piqued my interest. So I reached out to the guys that created this thing. They're called Renegade Innovations, and I asked them to send me a couple so that I could try them out. What I'm most excited about is the on-the-go aspect of this. Many a time I've gone for a run and I wrapped a jump rope around my fist and just kind of went jogging with that, and then at like red lights or stops or whatever, I would just stop and skip rope for a certain amount of time, wrap the rope back up and continue my run. That's just a way that I mixed jump roping in on the go. But trying to take a suspension trainer, I've seen people do this as a trainer, Red Rocks in different places. I've seen people bring a TRX strap or something with them in a massive bag and take it and attach it to trees or poles and get a workout outdoors with the straps. But you know, it's a big thing to kind of be putting in a bag and toting around. So the thought of having something that I can roll up in my hand or just, you know, carry like a jump rope, but it's also a suspension trainer, it has me very excited, okay? But that said, I will not be reviewing this product outdoors. I'm going to do this review indoors using my facility here, doing it here in my gym. Real quick, let's talk about a couple of other suspension trainers that I use regularly, and that will kind of be the base of my comparison. Now, this is a strap, but this is not a TRX strap. I have a little gripe about TRX, and ultimately that is the price point. A TRX strap costs well over $100, upwards of close to $150 for a TRX strap. I just feel like that is just an inflated price. I just don't agree with it. You won't see me stocking those in here. I'm not going to spend $100+ on a suspension trainer. So on Amazon, I got this G strap years ago, and this thing is $40, and it's made the same as a TRX strap. I haven't had any issues with it. I use it regularly. My students, my clients use it regularly. So I'm just not going to shell out $150 or $120 or whatever they cost nowadays for a suspension trainer. I just think that price is just heavily inflated. It's the same way I feel about the Bosu balls, but that's another conversation. Here are my Rogue O-rings, Olympic rings. Now, if you were to ask me, out of the two, I prefer Olympic rings. I use these because, of course, there's certain things you can't do in Olympic rings as far as ab work with getting your feet in the ankles and the straps. But I prefer the Olympic rings. I love training with these Olympic rings. I use them for a lot of my suspension training, for my upper body, for my balance and calisthenics and stuff. But I'm a huge fan of the Rogue Olympic rings. The competition rings are a bit pricey. They're $150, but I'm not shelling out that. The standard Olympic rings on Rogue's website, I think, run about $50. So that's competitive. And I've had these for a couple years, and these are amazing. I love them. That's one of my favorite pieces of equipment to use. So those are the two things that I'm comparing to, and those are the suspension trainers that I currently use. So I'm very excited about potentially introducing a new suspension trainer into the routine. One last bit on price point. This Sidekick Trainer right now, it's cost $44.99 for just the rope, the initial trainer, just the base. For a pro package, it's running about $74.99, and that's when you get a few accessories to go with it to enhance your training experience, or be able to use a door anchor and whatnot. So I will actually show that now in the unboxing portion of this video. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's in the box. So let's take a look at what's in the box. So what I've got here is Renegade, or the creators of the Sidekick Trainer, sent me two versions to take a look at and to review. So I've got, basically, I think this is just the jump rope suspension trainer, and then this is the pro kit. So as you can tell, there's obviously going to be a lot more accessories in this one. Right off the bat, when I look at the box, a few things I like. This is pretty funny. Or not funny, but I think that's pretty cool. Every hero needs a sidekick. So this is the neon green, and it looks like I got a blackout one, which I'm really excited about because I like black colors. When I contacted them, what they asked was for my height. So I love that because I struggle with jump ropes at my height. The length of the jump rope in comparison to my height is very important. So I like that they asked me that, and it looks like they sent me the 9-foot jump rope that is suggested for users that are taller than 5'10". So I guess if you're shorter than 5'10", they have a different rope for you, which is very exciting because, again, I have students who are shorter than 5'10" who currently have to tie knots in the rope. So that's really cool. All right, let's go ahead and open this first one. Again, this looks like this is the neon, and this is just the rope suspension trainer. This version here. So man, that is a nice case. And this is supposed to be for like on-the-go training. So I love this. Use at your own risk. Read safety instructions. All right. And it's solid, guys. This is solid. This case is nice. This feels like ballistic even. Or leather, I don't know. Sure is nice. So, what's in the case? Wow. That's a beautiful presentation. So this is something that's on the go, so I can throw this in my backpack, or I can probably carry it like this. Looks like we have the two clips to turn into suspension, and then we have the full rope. Okay, that's the hand. It's pretty solid. So that's what's in this box. And this here is the Pro package. Let's see what we got in here. So all versions come with the configuration for use instructions to kind of show you how to configure how to use it for suspension training, and how to clip the handles and whatnot. So that's important information. This looks to be a user guides and setup guides. So looks like this Pro kit comes with all the accessories, so we can set it up in a door jamb, or in gym racks, securing the doorways, stairs and structural supports, sturdy trees, and using the door anchor instructions, and using foot strap. I guess they have foot strap accessories. Yeah. Okay. So this one's got all the bells and whistles. Oh, cool. And then it comes with some workouts. If you've ever done any kind of suspension training, you should already have kind of an arsenal or library of different suspension training movements. But of course, if you're new to suspension training, this is very helpful. So that's nice. Ha! Look at that. So if you're using the door anchor, that's a nice little door hanger to put on the door, so someone doesn't open that up and cause you any kind of pain or grief. So, okay, so this is the all black. So same presentation as before. You got your two handles and your rope. And the Pro package comes with the accessory kit. Nice little carrying bag. Just a simple mesh bag. What do we have? We have our door anchor. Put that inside of the door, and then this comes out, and you can use the suspension trainer with the door anchor. And these look to be the foot straps or ankle straps, so you can do suspension training. Usually I do ab work if I'm doing ankle straps on a suspension trainer. So looks like these will clip right on the ends there. All right, well, that's what comes in the boxes. Those are the two things you get. All in all, I really like the packaging. So let's go ahead and put them to work, because that's the most important part of the review, right? All right, let's get some work in. I like this already as a jump rope. It's really sturdy. The handles feel weighted. Yeah, really heavy. It's gonna give me a nice spin. My initial assessment of the jump rope aspect of the Sidekick Trainer. So this is the jump rope I use right now. This jump rope cost me $3, okay? This is the ones I stock here in the gym. That rope does very well in all the things I like to do. Again, these ropes are set for your height. I think this was supposed to be the 5'9" and up. I think that they need to add a couple inches to this for someone that's over 6 feet. I find myself clipping this rope when I try to do other skipping rope movements. If I'm just skipping rope, if I'm just jumping rope straight up, it's fine. But I think that this, whatever this is made out of, this braid, it needs to be a little bit heavier if at all possible. There's some padding here for the suspension aspect. Maybe they can weight this down a little bit. It's clipping my feet when I try to do some other like variations of skipping rope. If I'm jumping rope straight up, if I'm just jumping, it's perfect. But when I try to get into some movements, I keep clipping my feet, and I think that's a combination of the weight of it and the length. I think it's the length. So if you're under 6'4", I think you'll be fine. Because this, so this is what I was talking about before. These ropes here are pretty long, so it's why my people have to tie them in knots. Okay, so that's completely untied. So this is a really long rope. This rope is long. But for me, that works, being 6'4". So let's take a look. So you see how an inch or two in the length keeps it from clipping my feet. So for me, that makes a difference. That said, I 100% acknowledge that the average person is not my height. So that will work for the average person, or anyone, I'd say even maybe 6'2". Or if even my height, you know, if I'm just jumping rope and not trying to do anything else, skipping my feet or high knees or anything else, it's perfectly fine. So also, if they did add length to it for people that were over 6 or 6'2", that might cause issues with the suspension aspect of it, because then of course that'll make it longer, which might impact what you can do with it during suspension training. That said, let's take a look at some suspension training. To switch the jump rope to a suspension trainer, it's very simple. So you got the clip here. You're gonna find these little holes here, okay? I don't know if you can see that from here. Take the clip, we're gonna loosen it up. It slides out of the handle. We clip it in the hole here, and voila. I have to say, I am a little worried, but this, you know, it should hold. I'm sure that they did their research and their testing. But this little braid holding all my body weight through this clip, that's a little daunting. I don't know over time how long that will last, but I'm like I said, I'm sure it's been tested. So let's do this other side. And there we go, we've got two handles. Obviously they've got some material here, so you can throw that over a tree or a pole. We're gonna throw it over the pole here in my location where I do my suspension training. Okay, so because the rope is a certain length, height is gonna be a factor. And right here, we've got an 8-foot bar that I usually hang my suspension trainers off of. Obviously, that doesn't give me a lot of length with the Sidekick. But I mean, you can still get your work in. You're just not gonna get as much depth. Again, this is on the go. So this is designed to be like connected to a tree. I don't know if you're gonna reach up and get an 8-foot tree branch. But let's go ahead and switch over and do some training over here. I've got a 7-foot bar over here. I know foot doesn't seem like it makes a difference, but it really does. So now we're set up in one of my squat racks, and that's about 7 feet. And look how much lower the handles go. And for me, this is a little better, okay? And it's better because I need a little more depth. I need to be able to get a little lower. Can't really do dips in this. This kind of rubs up against my arm, and I think it's because I can't control the width. So that's a bit painful, and that sucks because I love doing suspension dips on a suspension trainer. So as I try to do them here, where I can control the width a little bit, I end up spinning. So I try to do them here, but again, they just don't get wide enough, and then the rope ends up kind of tearing into my arms a little bit. Try again. Yeah, that's not comfortable at all. So 2 things that I love to do in suspension training is I love to do dips, and I love to do suspension hangs and L-sits. So let's see what we got. Okay, that's not bad, actually. I guess I can get that. But to do it properly, I need to be able to get my shoulders back. Now, these are those moves, to be fair, those moves are more Olympic ring movements. You're not gonna be able to do those things on a TRX strap. So I'm trying to do some moves that I love to do on the Olympic rings, and that's not quite fair because I can't do those moves on a TRX strap either. So let's take a look at some of the workouts that they actually provided in the box, and let's see. Okay, so I probably should have taken a look at the instructions, so that's my bad. But it looks like there's a few additional configurations that I didn't realize. So there's this where you put the strap here and both the handles are here. As you can tell, this makes it quite long, which actually, yeah, that can give us a lot of length for some one-handed movements. So I'll try over here on the 8-foot bar here in a second. So that's pretty cool. And then another configuration looks like, and you're here, 2 handles like this. And I guess you could, oh, okay. So if you need to hang like this, I would imagine if I'm much lower on a bar or a tree or something, this would be great to do some like lat pulls and whatnot. So yeah, that's actually a pretty good setup there. Yeah, so they provide some really good exercises here. Not only do they have some great exercises in the chart they provide, but the website has videos, workouts on the website. So that's tremendous. That's an awesome feature, or excuse me, that's an awesome option to add to give customers who aren't familiar with suspension training. You know, I take back what I said earlier about the length of the rope, because as I'm doing these tricep extensions and as I'm doing the bicep, like I said, I like to get a bit lower to increase difficulty, but this, I can feel it. This is good enough. And if I'm on the go, this is good enough, right? It does what I need it to do. And I'm feeling those reps. So I may have been a little hasty in my judgment. I'm just used to being able to kind of get the handles as low as I need to again, increase difficulty. But as you're out in the environment, you're gonna have various heights and various things you're gonna be able to attach this to. That said, this isn't a fully fair test because again, I'm not out on the go. But I can see how this would be really useful in that regard. Another thing I want to point out is I am a bit bigger than the average person. So I feel like somebody under 6 foot, a bit lighter, or not as, maybe a little slimmer, not as broad as I am, could probably get in between the ropes and be able to do dips and whatnot. So it's worth trying. I'm just struggling with it, but then again, not everything is built for every frame, okay? So I'll work within the parameters of what I can do with this rope. So upon further review, I got to work out a little bit and play with it more, adjusting the different clip adjustments and varying the length of it. And I gotta say, for what it is and what it's supposed to be, it's perfect, okay? Obviously, the one complaint I would have was that I can't do all the workouts that I love to do on a suspension trainer or on the Olympic rings, but that's unfair because it's not meant to be that. It's exactly, for me, it was exactly what it is actually designed to be. It's a jump rope that can convert into a suspension trainer that you can take with you. And so, yes, I cannot do all the suspension workouts that I usually do on 2 different types of suspension trainers. So using a TRX type strap, yes, or an Olympic ring. Between the 2 of those, I get all the workouts that I love to do. But it's not fair to assume that this can do everything that I have to use 2 pieces of equipment to get to do. So that said, I have to throw that aside and say that for what it's supposed to be, I can get all the workouts as you could tell. You're just gonna have to get creative, or if you don't know, again, go to the website and look at the workouts or look at the guide that they provide you. Those are some solid workouts. Once I figured out how to adjust the handles and whatnot, I was able to get some different variations of movements that I like to do. The one thing you would like with something like this is if it could be made adjustable, right? If there was a way to make this thing adjustable so it could be longer if I needed it to be shorter, but that's unrealistic considering it's supposed to be a jump rope as well. So again, for what it is and what it's supposed to be, it's perfect. And this isn't, this is made for the average person, not someone who is my size, who is, not average, not normal, like I wouldn't say abnormal, but I'm 6'4" and I'm 225 pounds, okay? So not a lot of equipment isn't really made for me. But that said, given my height and weight, this thing could hold me. Now that's impressive. I really like this, guys. I really do, okay? It's an affordable accessory that you can throw into the carrying case and take with you on a run, or when you're training outside. You could throw it around anything that tree branches, poles, or whatever. You're gonna have various heights, and you can really adjust with just the type of angle that you're using, and just either get creative or look up specific workouts and just get those reps in between using it for conditioning. I believe in strength and conditioning together, as far as doing a strength move and then doing a conditioning move right after, and kind of putting those together. So this is perfect for that. All around, I really like it. I think that for the price point, you should definitely get one if you are a fitness person who likes to train outside. If you are training inside, it can be useful. Like, obviously I have these now. I'm gonna use them for myself and for my clients as far as jumping rope and throwing it up. But of course, if you're indoors or you're in a facility, you have the option of using these other straps for suspension type training, okay? Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope it was informative. Remember to keep fighting for fit. Keep growing, man. Try different things. You never know what's gonna fit for you. All right. That's why I never do the same type of workout, and I never use the same type of equipment. So I was very excited to have an opportunity to train with this and give it a shot. Okay. So thank you very much. Shout outs to Renegade Innovations for sending me the Sidekick Trainer. All right. And I'll see you guys next week. Keep fighting for fit.